Hi there, Aquarius. It's Didici here again with your karmic planetary wheel. This month's a month of love. Mercury in the 7th house. Communication is strong. And some big transits taking place in this very area, along with this 8th house, the South Node, or your karma, Mars, which is your career planet, in this 8th house of intimacy, sharing resources, and energetically working through those obstacles that are impeding your love life. Mercury is great because it's a friendly planet to you. So we can see here its work, especially up until around the 18th. At that point, you'll see it is going to move into retrograde motion. So don't assume that all of these conversations you're having with others is going to come to a nice, quick and easy resolution. There may be a bit of a spanner in the works, and that's also shown by this 5th house. Venus, again, your best planet, moving into this 5th sector of love and romance and creativity. Then Uranus really throwing the unpredictable component into the mix. So whether you're married or whether you're entering into a new relationship, the sudden changes that occur are something you should be ready for. So expect the unexpected, basically, is what I'm saying. The full moon in the 12th house shows a need to pull back the emotion if you're planning to help someone. You mustn't over-compromise, as we can see here, when there's negotiations underway and you feel like you are losing leverage in the power balance. You may overdo the generosity and find yourself trying to backpedal on the deal, which is what may happen, as I mentioned, as Mercury starts to slow down and then move into its retrograde motion. And that, as I said, happens on the 18th, but there's some additional layers of complexity, but not necessarily negatively so, which I want to address once the moon swings around there. One of the other key factors here, if we're talking about negotiation, discussions, is this 3rd house, which is your communication style. It's the way you think, and it's the way you put your logical arguments together. And we often talk about becoming entrenched in habits, outer habits, where we live, the people we're with, but the internal side of your life is also subjected to habitual patterns, and thinking is the one, opinions are the one. You need, under this Saturn retrograde, Saturn is one of your ruling planets, so this is very significant. Look at it connected to the idealistic Neptune. So you've got an idea of how you want to think, how you want to reason, how you want to communicate and negotiate. But Saturn, which is a down-to-earth, pragmatic planet, and now in retrograde motion, makes it difficult. There's a bridge. It's a gap, but you want to bridge that gap. And that can be a little bit difficult. And the retrograde Saturn certainly lasts a lot longer than Mercury. Mercury will be retrograde for the remainder of the month, as you can see there. It's moved into that reappraisal mode. So you're rethinking your strategy. Some of you may be even rethinking the relationship itself. We see here there's dominance on the part of your partner, whatever that partnership may be, love, friendship, even business, because the sun, which rules this area, makes its entry there on the 22nd, awaiting that lunar arrival, which, as I said, is the cherry on top of this beautiful relationship cake. New moon, 25th, showing that you have some sort of breakthrough at this time, at least in terms of your understanding. That could be to do with how you think around a lateral solution and your stick-to-itiveness. You're not giving up. You're going to hold your position. You have to be careful of that. That's also shown by another retrograde planet here, which is Pluto in your sun sign right now. So yes, you have to stick to your principles, but don't be silly about that. There has to be some way to maintain the principles or the opinion without destroying relationships and without becoming too inflexible in the way you approach problems generally. So this is, as I see it, a very, very significant month, and one in which I didn't talk much about this Mars driving into the psychological components. Understanding motivation is as important, if not more important, than the action itself. And that is two-way. Understanding your own motivations, but also not jumping the gun and misunderstanding others, because all you're doing is listening to the words rather than the intention behind those words. That's very, very important for this month of July. Take a look at some of the other information we've got. Follow the links there to astrology.com.au, the text-based readings for the month. We've got the dailies, the weeklies, the yearlies. We've got the Chinese horoscopes there. Lots of information, and that's all free. So, by the way, subscribe. Drop me a note if you need to. I'm here to answer your questions, and I'll be back next month, same time, with your August forecast. Stay safe till then. Bye-bye.